Hi everybody, welcome. I'm delighted to be with you today. Welcome aboard. And I thought, as it's Sunday evening here in Greece, I thought it was a time to do a little forecast for this week ahead. What are the energies that we are working with? How can we use them in a positive way? So thank you very much for joining me live. For those of you coming online now, I'm super excited to be with you. And those of you coming later, thank you for joining me too. So, it's Monday in Manila in the Philippines. Thank you. It's still just about Sunday here in Greece. And I think for many of you in America, you're almost just starting your day. So we've got the energy at the moment of the Sun is in Pisces, Neptune is in Pisces, Mercury is in Pisces, and we'll be having a new moon in Pisces in just over a week. So we've got a lot of Piscean energy going on. Pisces is all about the flow. Knowing when you're in the flow and knowing when you're out of it, knowing when you're completely out of it. So Pisces, it's the last sign of the zodiac, right? The last one. So we've gone through everything else. It's like we've gone through this whole cycle. We're just coming to the end of a very long cycle. And Pisces has to do with surrendering. Knowing when you've done everything you can, and then just saying, hey, I've done my bit here. I can't do any more than I've done. So we've got all this energy in Capricorn. Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, the South Node, it's all going on. And these two strong planets that are in rulership right now, Saturn in Capricorn, Neptune in Pisces. These are the two keys, right? The keys of energy that we're dealing with. And they couldn't be more different. Neptune Piscean energy is very dreamy, doesn't necessarily know where it's going, just goes along with things. It's very imaginative, it's very creative, it's a great time for trusting your intuition. What's that gut say? Maybe you're in a relationship or a business partnership and you just know inside that it's not okay with you. You know something's not right. Are you going with that gut? Or are you kind of just sweeping it under the carpet? The higher expression of Neptune and Piscean energy is one of compassion, is one of putting yourself into somebody else's shoes. Feeling, being empathetic. I'm having that with a little cat that comes to visit me regularly. It's obviously not very well, so it's not my cat, but I don't think it's being taken care of, so tomorrow I'm going to call the local vet and see if he'll come out and see what she needs. So that part of you that just goes, oh, Yeah, when you feel sad, you feel sorry, you want to empathize with someone. That's this Neptunian energy. It's also an energy, whenever I think of the first sign of the zodiac is Aries, right? So this first sign, and we're coming into Aries soon in March. Yeah, next month we'll be into Aries time. But right now we're in this Piscean time, which has everything to do with letting go. Just letting things go. Not the important things. Because Saturn in Capricorn says to you, if something's uncomfortable in your life right now, what do you need to learn from it? What is it that is important that you mustn't walk away from? That you need to stand up for yourself? All right? You can't hear me very well, Dave. Is that right? Can you guys hear me? Do I need to make any changes to the microphone? Please let me know. So, what we're coming into tomorrow is Mercury Retrograde. Okay, you guys sound like you can hear me. Thank you. So, Mercury going retrograde until March 10th. So, what does this mean? Mercury retrograde in Pisces and also the very late degrees of Aquarius. So, Mercury retrograde. First thing to say is not to get afraid about it, right? That's the first thing to say. Not to be afraid of any of these aspects. Yes, I always get very concerned when there is a lot of fear-mongering put out about certain astrological aspects. That's not how I like to use astrology. I like to say, well, yeah, this can be a challenging aspect, but how can I grow through it? How can I become more of the potential that sits inside of me by learning what is under my nose, instead of Neptunian Pisces energy, just wanting to avoid it. Yes, the fish going in opposite directions. So you've got the image of the fish going on and just letting it go. I mean, try catching a fish with your bare hands. There's not many people that can do that, right? So don't hold on to that which is slipping away from you. Yeah, if it's just slipping away, let it go. Now, if there's something that's important, then you might have to get into that Saturn energy and that goat, that Capricorn energy of that goat, who no matter what really survives. It can survive on very little, the goat. I mean, it'll eat your jumper, it'll eat just about anything, won't it, the goat? So it makes the best use of whatever resources it's got. So the Saturn energy is about being very real, being serious about the important things in your life. And then we've got Mercury going retrograde. So when Mercury goes retrograde, it's time to do everything with words that begin with R-E. So here's your challenge online with me now. Let's come up with a load of words beginning with R-E. Relax, reassess, re-examine, redefine, retrograde, rest, rebirth, retreat. Thank you guys, great. Regenerate, respect, love it. Reprogramming, refund, reassurance, remove, review, recovery, relegate, reorganize, religious, beautiful, remember, recover, recalibrate, rewire. Thank you, you guys. Awesome. Regroup, reinform, reimagine, rejoice. Right? These are all words that really can be activated more. Reality. Yes, interesting. Remove, rewind, rejuvenate, realistic. Research. Yes, wonderful time for doing research during a time of a Mercury retrograde. Awesome, you guys. Right? I love the way you join in with me. Resist. What do you need to resist? Reread, relief, restore, receive. Yeah, very often during the time of a Mercury, resonate. You guys, amazing. Revisit, reconceptualize, realign, recreate, relapse, remind, retain. Awesome, guys. All right, so this is great. We're working together. This is a co-creation. So choose maybe 3 of these words that resonate with you the most. Resonate. There, we've got one. So for me, it certainly would be to relax, to learn how to relax, to reassess things in my life, to really, these next time, it's a good time to look at your life and say, what do I need to reassess? What needs a little bit of jigging around? Is there anybody I want to reconcile with? It's a good question. And rejoice. I like those. So those are my 3. Relax, reassess, and rejoice in the abundance and the wonderful blessings that I have in my life. Okay, guys, what are your 3? What are your 3 that you're going to contemplate during this Mercury retrograde in Pisces? So Mercury retrograde in Pisces and also in Aquarius towards the end of it would have everything to do with, because Mercury rules your thinking, what you're thinking about, your thoughts. So can you have thoughts that are kind thoughts? Can you become aware of when your mind is very confused? Mercury retro in Pisces could be a little confused. Mercury retrograde in Pisces, it's a very good time for really just relaxing in water. I always think of water, I think of the fish, I think of just relaxing and reposing in anything that is watery, with all this watery energy. With all the earth energy, it's a great time for just relaxing into Mother Earth, Mother Nature. Love this. This is great. You're all joining in. I love you all coming up with your ideas. I'd appreciate it if you give the thumbs up to the video, because that somehow tells YouTube to do something with the algorithm. I don't know what on earth I'm talking about. And Mercury in Pisces also, retrograde, can talk about things it hasn't got a clue about and be very persuasive. So you might want to be very aware of whether you're getting hooked into something. Does it sound real? Does it not sound real? Does this sound true? Not sure. So this is all the kind of energy here that you might be working with Mercury retro in Pisces. Mercury retro in Aquarius into March. You might be looking at coming up with some amazing solutions to problems that have been bothering you for a while. You might say, wow, that's a great idea, because when Mercury is retrograde, the thinking processes are slower. So it's a very good time for writing. And it's a wonderful time for finding anything that you've lost. That's one of the things I love about this. I often say to myself, right, well, I've lost that. But when Mercury is retrograde, I'll probably find it. So if you've really lost something that's important to you, you might well find it starting tomorrow, February 17th, until March 9th. So, notifications for the live video, for those of you who want to get it live, it's the bell button on the right hand side, top right hand side of the channel. If you press that, you will be notified of lives. So thank you for pressing the like button if you like it. So many of you have asked still why I changed my name. Many of you have asked it. So, all right, some of you know that, but maybe some of you don't. And I'm also going to write a little piece, hopefully for this next month's, next week's newsletter. And you can get my free newsletter from my website, yourastrologysigns.com, and you'll be able to sign up for the free newsletter if you go under the free button. So, Mercury in Pisces. I've just had a little bit of a brain fart, but no, it's come back. It's come back. The name. So, as I think I mentioned in one of my previous videos, the ancient sages used to say that if you feel very, very stuck in your life, you can do three things. One is change location. Two is change your name. And three is work with the power of prayer. Now, I'm not saying that I was necessarily very stuck. I didn't really do it for that reason. But I have never, ever identified with the name Barbara. It's just never quite felt right. So I've kind of like put up with it and put up with it and put up with it. And I kept thinking about it. Somehow it was during a Mercury retrograde, I think, or close to a Mercury retro. And I thought, well, Barbara means stranger. It comes from the word, I think, barbarian. And it just didn't really sit well with me. But I didn't know what to change it to. I'd always liked the name Michelle, I liked the name Francesca, I liked all these various names, but it didn't feel right. It just didn't feel, you know, just didn't hit the button. So I thought, well, I want a name that has got a meaning that I like. And I also need a name that is fairly similar to the one I had. Right? To go completely out, I felt like it was too much. And don't get me wrong, my favourite auntie was my Auntie Barbara, right? I loved her to bits, right? So she was just the best. So it's not that I had anything against the name Barbara or Barbaras, but it was just, didn't fit me. And so Bracha, which does mean blessing, begins with a B and ends with an A. And now I just have to keep reminding my friends and family and those who have known me for donkey's years with the name Barbara. I mean, I feel sorry for my dear, dear, lovely Auntie Jenny in Manchester because, you know, she gets on the phone, of course, she says, oh, hello, Barbara. And then she goes, oh, hang on a minute. I've got your name written down in the kitchen. Just a minute. And she goes off in the kitchen. She says, hello, Bracha. So, you know, she can be forgiven. She's known me since I was born. So there's not many people who've known me all that time, 60 odd years. So that's part of the story of the name change. And I feel very comfortable with it. I'm very happy with it. Some people don't like it, and that's okay with me too. So I would rather you did like it, but if you don't, that's okay. In Greece, they call me Brachitsa, Bracha or Brachitsa. So that's kind of like the nice name. It's like Barbie, Brachitsa. So it's quite fun, really. I enjoy it. It's it's just a different feeling. It's like really, everybody in Greece now, all my shops, my little local vegetable shop, when I first told them, you know, because they all used to say, hello, Varvara, Varvara, yeah? So, and yes, you're right, brachita is a small bracha. That's right, that's how it is in Greece. When you want to make somebody nice, you make it anulitsa, for Anna, anulitsa, you make it, it's sweet. But now when I go in the shop, they're so thrilled with themselves, they say, Kalimera bracha. And they make a point to call me that name, so I think that's really sweet. So, what is it you'd like to change in your life? What is it that you've not been doing? Because we're coming up to a new moon and the Mercury retrograde. So think about, what is it that I need to reassess in my life that I really want to change, that I haven't had the courage to do yet. And the advantage with Mercury retrograde times is people often are not as critical, especially with it being in Pisces. Yeah, it's easier. So really think about what it is that you reflect on something that you've wanted to change that you've not changed yet. So, yeah, just something to think about. So we're working with, as we move into the new moon in Pisces, coming up on the 24th of February. I hope you've seen my new moon video with the Pleiadians, as well as the actual new moon video. And now perhaps, yeah, let's share now. What is it you want to reorganize in your life, redefine, reassess? What are some of the things that you want to do? And if you know where Virgo and Pisces and Capricorn are in your chart, because these are the three signs that are coming up repeatedly over this next week or two. So you're looking for Virgo, Pisces, and Capricorn. These are the three signs that you're looking for. All right, these three. So if you can find those in your astrology chart, I hope this is showing up on the camera, I'm not sure, and see which houses they're in. And if you don't know about the houses, then please, I've done a couple of videos about the houses, a very short one and also a longer live stream. Great. Yasmin wants to stop her addictive behaviors. So what are the things you really want to change? Just thinking about it. So see if you can find out which life areas are being triggered. Maybe it's the 6th house of health. Maybe it's the 2nd house of money. Maybe it's the 7th house of relationships. Maybe it's all three of those. I'm not sure if it can be. I have to work that out in my head. I'm sure somebody will correct me. Jennifer wants to stop her emotional eating habits. So the things not to do during Mercury retrograde, if you can help it, is not to sign contracts, not to start important projects, and not to, ideally, to get into new relationships, and not to buy big ticket items. And if you do, just keep the receipts, keep the warranties, and just know that if you do need to sign a contract, check it over as carefully as you can. Leave more time for traveling. These are great. You've got some great ideas, guys, to bring more fantasy and magic into your awareness. I love that, Shell. Love it. Laurie, trusting the multiverse. Love that word, multiverse, yeah? Oh, and a Mercury retrograde in Pisces is great for neologisms, making up new words. So great time for making up words. I think there's going to be a lot more talk about viruses. I know we've got this coronavirus going on. So we've got this Neptune energy of things being transmitted. And I think that with the Neptune energy and the Mercury in Pisces, we can say prayers. We can say prayers for that to disappear, to dissipate, to dissolve. Because Neptune energy and Pisces energy has everything to do with the power of prayer. The real power of prayer. So that we can work with. But yes, this virus thing I think will probably continue for a while yet. And it's going to be important that we just stay as aware as we can. And try, as I said in my video, to create a virus of prayer, of looking out for one another, of helping one another best we can. So that's one. The power of prayer is this Neptunian energy. And the Capricorn energy has everything to do with making an effort. Right? Pisces, you can kind of relax into it. The way I view Pisces, it's a bit when you're sort of floating on the water. You're at the seaside and you're in the sea and you're just floating. So that's the Neptune energy. And the Capricorn energy has to do with where are you floating to, and do you need to now gather up your energy and make something real? What is your vision? What is your dream? Love these dreams and these magical fantasies that you've got. But all this Capricorn energy says, right, you need some daily habits and rituals that enable you to accomplish something, to achieve those dreams that you want to achieve. So let's have the visions, let's have the dream, and then let's have the action steps that you're going to take. I had a dream of having a great YouTube channel. And just recently, I reached one of my goals, which was to get 250,000 subscribers. And thanks to you, I reached that goal recently. Thank you, thank you. But it didn't come with just the vision and the dream. It's come with a hell of a lot of discipline and hard work and consistency and follow through, even on the days when I didn't feel very well and I didn't particularly have a lot of inspiration to share, and carrying on anyway. That's the Saturn energy. So the Saturn energy says, I posted on Instagram today. I didn't feel like posting on Instagram. I truly didn't. But the process of all this Capricorn energy, I said, okay, I'm going to do it. The moon in Scorpio today as well. Dig deep. So thank you. You helped me achieve that. And at the same time, success does come incrementally. It really does. Very rarely does it happen that somebody just suddenly wins the lottery. Yes, that can happen. But when you actually build success and learn from your mistakes and learn from the things that haven't worked. Goodness knows there have been things that haven't worked that I've done. Yes, I've made wrong predictions. I've done things that haven't gone down well from time to time. But I'm always trying with this Saturn energy to always do better, to find something else. Where do I need to be more disciplined? Yeah, doing these moon videos every 2 weeks, and I do try to do a live video as well every week or two. So, but it's not always easy. I've got to be really honest. It's truly not. Even tonight I was like, shall I do the live stream? I'm a bit tired. Felt myself yawning, and I thought, no, I'm going to stretch that little bit more. Yeah. So thank you for all your support in pulling me through those difficult moments. You helped me. If I felt as though I was completely alone and there was no conversation going on here, it would have been much more difficult. So you've made the journey much easier, and I'm very, very grateful for that. So that being said, I think that we are, I'll take a couple of questions if there are any questions. So we're dealing with Saturn, Neptune. Neptune, your dreams. Saturn, realizing the dreams through some hard work, through doing something about it. And have you noticed how much more gratifying it is when you've worked for something than when you've just been given it? It's all very nice to be given something. But when somebody keeps giving to you and giving to you and giving to you, you want to give back, don't you? You want to give something. So just keep that in mind, that it's very wonderful to break through those resistances that you've got. Is it good to continue a newly started project? Yes, it is very much, as long as you began it before the retro, which you have done, obviously. So you can certainly be upgrading if you're not very well, certainly. What's a good mantra to stay consistent? Oh, that's a good question. A good mantra to stay consistent. Gosh, I'm thinking about that for a moment. Mercury going retrograde, I have to think about that. A good mantra for staying consistent. I think you have to give yourself little rewards. That's how I work. Right, so today, for example, I knew I wanted to get the moon videos done in advance. I like to be in advance. And I was hungry, right? I was proper hungry. And I thought, no, do the videos first and then you can have a nice dinner. And that just got me going. I thought, right, I've got a little reward at the end. I can have a lovely dinner. I can have all my lovely veggies. And that just got me off it. So, yes. What else am I being asked? Things are good. Sorry, your comments are going past very quickly. Is it good to change jobs? Again, changing jobs, yes, if you've started the process before the retrograde, it's a good time for completing things. Very good time. Gosh, a million questions coming in now. Can people experience parallel lives in dream state, in an aware dream state? Gosh, I don't know. I think that's a question for the Pleiadians. North nodes. I'm going to have to do a video more about north nodes, otherwise it gets too personal, Mandolin. But thank you for the question. I will put that on my list of videos. Please like the video. I'd appreciate it. I don't often ask you to do things, but I'd appreciate that if you don't mind. So a new job during the retrograde, try not to sign a contract if you find something during the retrograde. Try to sign afterwards if you can. If it's urgent, sign it, but check it over a lot of times. So, thank you for liking. So I'm going to love and leave you all for now. Will I bring in the peas? Go on then, I will. I'm going to bring in the peas. So when did I first meet the Pleiadians? September the 23rd of 2015. Thank you for liking. All right, so those of you that want the Pleiadians, yes, okay, I'm getting a few yeses here. So let's have a couple of questions for the peas. All right, I'm going to take them. I know there's a delay between you responding to my questions. So let's take your questions. We're going to do it live. No preparation, right in there. Okay. That's an astrology question. How long is the retrograde? Until March 9th. All right. How can you contact us? All right. Well, we love you all very, very much, and we're going to try and keep Bracha's eyes open now as we are channeling. We'll see how we go. Initially, she's going to have to close her eyes to really get into it. All right. So how to contact us? Well, just ask, really. Ask, and then see which is your easiest way of receiving messages. Some of you receive information through writing. Some of you hear things. Some of you see things. Some of you get it in dreams. Yes? So you all get it in rather different ways. And we would really choose the way that is the easiest for you to receive information, and then just ask us, yeah? And really ask a specific question. Yeah, we're going to open her eyes here. Yeah. Woo! We love you all very, very much. We do, we do, we do. It's such a pleasure to be with you all, yeah? When is the best time to try to let go of addictions to substances? Well, there's no best time for that, dear ones. That really is a process. Yeah, that's something that happens differently for each one of you. Yes, that's rather a big question. All right, you're asking about the coronavirus. Yeah. Well, the coronavirus is something that is going around for sure, and it's something that is a wake-up call. It is a wake-up call for you to look at what is important in your life. Yes, to see that things can change so rapidly. All of a sudden something can come along and everything in your life changes. Look at those millions of people now in China who are really living a completely different life. Everything a month ago is nothing like it is now. Everything has changed. So it is getting you, preparing you for change, to be able to change, to be able to be flexible, to be able to relax in your own being no matter what is happening. To find a space within you where you are able to relax and find peace and find calm and not get caught up in the fear of everything. There is tremendous fear, and fear is contagious more than the virus is contagious. Yeah? The virus is contagious, but many recover from this virus. It's not quite as deadly as is being communicated, yeah? It really isn't. But it is the fear that is the most worrying part of this. So it is important that each one of you finds a space and a place where you are relieved of fear, where you do not get into fear, where you say that I am safe, I am safe, I am safe, I am loved and I am safe. Yeah. Yeah. All right, what else? We are ready, ready, ready. Woo! We're going to take one more question, and then we'll have Bracha do a whole video with all of us, just us. Yeah, we want to be the main show, not just the second bit. All right, now. Are you ascending to a different reality? That's a good one. We like that. All right. Well, you can change your reality at any point. It's not so much ascending to a different reality, but you can change your reality by changing your perception. Yes, the minute you change your perception of a situation, your reality changes. Yeah. There is a move to a new consciousness upon this planet Earth. There is more and more suffering, and as the suffering increases, there are more of you now who want to be relieved of suffering, who want to see the end of suffering upon this planet Earth. Yes, yes. And so really the reality change happens within you. And as you change your world and your perspective, then everything changes too. Yeah. Oh, we love you all so very much. You're all shining bright in our eyes, yes. We are really loving you, loving you, loving you. We are. And we're going to bring our Bracha back. It was just a little short interlude that we wanted to share with you there. But we'll bring her back for now. And we love you, love you, love you. Hi, guys. Didn't expect that. So if you've got more questions for the P's, write them in the comments, yes, afterwards. I'll take note of those. And you can also write them on my community tab, or you can send me an email. Yeah, whatever works easiest for you. But ideally, comments, questions at the bottom of the video in your comments here. So I'm sending you lots of love. Thank you very, very much for being with me today. And Much love to you all. Thank you.